The 1% mindset is not about sudden greatness, overnight success, or loud transformations. It's about the subtle, powerful, and consistent choice to improve by a fraction each day. A mindset that embraces growth not in giant leaps, but in tiny, deliberate steps taken with purpose and persistence. Because in a world obsessed with results and instant gratification, the real game changers, the real visionaries, the people who rise above mediocrity, are the ones who commit to becoming just a little bit better each day. And in that commitment, they redefine the limits of what's possible, because 1% might seem small, almost insignificant in the moment. But repeated and compounded, it creates unstoppable momentum that builds discipline, cultivates habits, and rewires the very fabric of your thinking. It's the decision to wake up a little earlier, to study 5 minutes longer, to push one more rep, to choose water over soda, to speak kindly instead of lashing out, to write a paragraph even when you feel blocked, to say no to distractions and yes to focus. Because when you think in terms of 1%, you free yourself from the paralyzing need to be perfect, and instead, you anchor yourself in progress, and progress, no matter how small, always beats perfection. It's not about having more time, money, or talent. It's about making the most of what you have right now, and realizing that your future is shaped by the choices you make in silence, when no one's applauding, when no one sees your effort. But you keep going anyway because you know that greatness isn't what you do occasionally. It's what you do consistently, and that consistency compounds into excellence. And that's the secret no one talks about. Every champion you admire, every leader you respect, every artist you're inspired by, they all embrace the power of the 1% mindset. They chose to keep showing up when it was hard, when it was boring, when no result showed, when they felt like quitting. And that's what made them different. Because it's not the talent or the luck, it's the mindset. It's waking up and deciding, I will be 1% better today, not because I have to, but because I owe it to myself, because I respect my future too much to sabotage it with excuses today, because I refuse to let laziness, fear, or comparison rob me of my potential. And that potential is real. It's within you. It's waiting to be unlocked, not by some magic breakthrough, but by 1,000 small steps taken with courage, consistency, and clarity. So if you're overwhelmed, if your goals feel too far, if the mountain seems too high, stop looking at the summit and start looking at your next step. Just the next 1%. That's all you need to focus on today. One small action, one better choice, one extra rep, one more page, and then do it again tomorrow, and again the next day. And slowly, quietly, powerfully, you will transform. Because the 1% mindset is a lifestyle. It's a commitment to rise. Not by chance, but by choice. It's doing what others won't, so one day you can live how others can't. It's embracing discomfort as your training ground, knowing that every struggle strengthens your character, every obstacle sharpens your edge, and every small win builds confidence. And that confidence is earned, not gifted. It's the result of knowing deep down that you've kept your promise to yourself. You've shown up when it mattered, and you've done the work even when no one clapped. And that's the kind of power no one can take away from you, because you built it 1% at a time. So don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Start small. And start believing that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Because the difference between who you are and who you want to be is not some giant leap. It's a series of 1% decisions made daily with relentless faith and unshakable focus. And if you can commit to that, if you can trust the process and stay consistent, then no dream is too far, no goal too big, no version of yourself too distant. Because step by step, breath by breath, You are becoming the person who no longer just dreams, but achieves. Because the 1% mindset is how legends are made, not overnight, but every single day. And the beauty of it lies in the simplicity. Because anyone can choose this path, no matter where you come from, no matter how far behind you feel, no matter how much you failed before. None of that defines your future if you decide, today, to grow by just one small step. The 1% mindset isn't limited to athletes or entrepreneurs. It belongs to anyone willing to take responsibility for their growth. It's the teacher staying a little longer after class to help a student, the parent showing a little more patience in chaos, the creator uploading one more video when no one's watching. It's the refusal to be defined by circumstance and instead be shaped by consistent effort. It's taking ownership when things go wrong and resisting the urge to blame the world. It's learning from mistakes, reflecting, adjusting, and going again. That cycle is where strength is forged. Over time, you'll realize it's not the outcome that changes you. It's the effort, the struggle, the process. You build mental resilience, emotional intelligence, and physical strength when you do the small things well, over and over. The 1% mindset isn't always glamorous. It's not always fun. It doesn't often go viral. But it's real. It's sustainable. And it's yours to claim. It's the difference between watching others succeed and creating your own definition of success. And when life throws setbacks at you, and it will, you won't be shattered. Why? Because you're grounded. You've built your confidence not on applause, but on action. You've trained yourself to keep going even when progress feels invisible. You understand that invisible progress is still progress. You don't need external validation to know you're improving, because your habits tell the story. You've laid brick after brick in silence, and suddenly you look back and see you've built a fortress. The world may call it discipline. You call it your standard. The 1% mindset means you've redefined what is normal for yourself.